Alright, y'all, time to go live. We're going to start the war clock, in theory. War clock is started. Alright, give everybody a chance to come in, grab a seat, grab a drink, chill out, hang out. Mr. Larry in the house. James, welcome, guys. Give everybody a chance to come in, sit down, grab a table, grab a drink for today's episode of the Demon's Tea Room. Welcome, Rachel. My lovely Evie's right over there planting more stuff in the ground. Welcome, Gigi. Welcome, Dennis. Welcome, guys. Seeing some new names here. Welcome, Lawrence. Everybody else a chance to come in and sit down. My brother John. Still gotta get that thing boxed up and sent back to you. Haven't done it yet. So, I'll get it out. Melissa, welcome. Annie, welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Carla in the house. All right, we've already started the war clock. Mr. Will. Give everybody just a minute or two more to come in, sit down, grab the drinks, snuggle up close to their monitors or their phones at their tables. We'll get started. As the crows chime in, always a nice background for talking paranormal stuff as all of our crows are on. Alright, Mr. David, welcome, guys. Working, be nice. Yeah, but the question is are you in your captain's office or are you out in the main area? For you guys who never got a chance to meet my brother, John Stevenson, there he's the captain with the Texas City Fire Department. He's on the front lines, keeping us safe through all this crap. Brother Zach in the house. Yes, we did get the missions accomplished yesterday, so one of our fellow tour guides, K Moments, is in the house. Much love, miss you. All right, y'all. So today, I'm gonna go a little bit more off script today. Not gonna lie, I was up till 1-ish doing Mixer. We finally got the stream going live. You guys get a chance, we'll post those links in the comments below. Come out, join us on Mixer. We've also got some other ideas and stuff that we're going to be, some tech we're going to be playing with and trying to get set up. And then after that, I set up watching Hellboy and a couple other things till really late into the night. So I kind of boned on getting my notes for today. So I decided we're just going to wing it and go from there. Figured you guys might appreciate that a little bit. Now, public service announcement number 1 for today. Guys, I know it's Easter weekend. You guys out there that celebrate Easter. We got Passover going on, all of this stuff. Guys, stay at home. I know that's really difficult for a lot of you out there in celebrating your faith and your religion. But this is not the time to come up out of our holes. Because if we do that, the numbers we're starting to see starting to make that plateau, starting to make that corner, are just going to explode all over again. And we're going to be stuck sitting here, only being able to talk to each other through the interwebs for a lot longer. So, keep your butts in your recliners, keep enjoying your time at home, keep giving out, and keep doing the good fight. We'll get through this. Alright? Now is not the time, like they've said, to let off the accelerator. Now it's time to hit it with NOS, and let's kick the crap out of COVID-19 and get it to hell up out of here so we can get back to some semblance of normalcy and actually, get to see a human being that's not through a monitor. So, as I always say, keep fighting the good fight. All right, children. So today, as I put in our title, we are going to be talking EMF. Now, I know we've talked a little bit about EMF in some of the other episodes, and I can hear some of you thinking it, Cedric, why the hell do I care about EMF? EMF does nothing for me. I don't have to deal with EMF. I'm not even a paranormal investigator. Why do I care? Because EMF stands for electromagnetic fields or electromagnetic frequencies. And whether you know it or not, EMF is around you constantly. Now today, we're going to talk a little bit about EMF. I'm also going to show you some of the toys that I've collected over the years for doing our investigations. Now, as I said, EMF is around you constantly. You don't even realize it, all right? Every piece of electronics out there puts off an electromagnetic field of some kind. Humans put off and displace EMF as well. Very little bit, but it is there. Now, a lot of places where you will run into EMF, especially high intensity fields of EMF, underneath high tension power lines are a good place to run into them. Older houses, if like us here in New Orleans, every fracking house in the area happens to be almost 100 plus years old. If you've got a house that has old electrical lines in it that have not been shielded or brought up to modern code, one, it's a fire hazard, fix that crap. But two, those lines will put off an immense amount of electromagnetic fields. Now, for most people out there, you can walk into an EMF field, not even going to notice it, all right? But you can have EMF allergies. I'm not making this stuff up. It's there. Check it out. If you are susceptible to EMF fields, and you can have a fairly intense allergy to it, some people will actually break out into hives and lesions when they get around very high EMF fields. Now, for most humans out there, if you're around a high enough field, underneath high tension power lines, or if you happen to have built or accidentally made a fear cage in your house, we're going to talk about fear cages here in just a minute, the effects of being in a very heavy electromagnetic field could be feelings of paranoia, feelings of nausea, vertigo, feelings like you're being watched. For some people, if the EMF field is high enough, hallucinations. What does this sound like? Sounds like a paranormal event, right? So, this is one of the reasons why when we do an investigation, one of the very first things almost every single team out there does, besides interviewing our people who live in the house who've had the experiences and doing our research, is we do an EMF sweep of the house, around the outside and inside. Why do we do this, you ask? Fair question. The reason we do that is we want to find out what the baseline for the structure that we're getting ready to investigate is. Do we have areas of high EMF in the house? If so, why? If everything is baseline, we're not getting high EMF readings, we know those baselines, so later in the evening when we're doing our investigation and we start getting spikes in the electromagnetic field, we have an anomaly of some kind. Now, one of the theories out there, and it's kind of a twofold theory, double-edged sword. One of the theories is that paranormal activity, ghosts, are able to use electromagnetic fields and frequencies as batteries. The other part of that theory is that since when dealing with spirits, they are energy, they displace the electromagnetic field around them. So the theory is if that we get a spike in the electromagnetic fields, theory has it, we could have paranormal activity around us, and thus, that's why we have the equipment that we do. Now, a second ago, I mentioned a little thing known as a fear cage. Now, if you But just like I am, you love your tech around your work area, sitting there, especially seeing mine. Luckily, all of mine is shielded for this very reason, and I check it. But you've got like 2 or 3 monitors up. You've got your radio over here, your laptop or your towers right here, and you're surrounded all the way around you by electronics. You're being bombarded from every single side by EMF. Created a fear cage. The other thing too is if you're walking through a house, especially if you've got houses that are multiple stories, or if you're in that part of the world where you have these things called basements. I think it's all a myth and made up, but supposedly basements exist. I don't know who would ever dig a room in the ground. It's going to fill with water. That's what happens in the swamp. But if you have a building that is multi-story, or you have a basement or an attic, and you have those lines running through there that are unshielded, aren't properly grounded, all of that, you can create a fear cage in a house. This is some of the things that we're looking for when we come in to do an investigation. What is our baseline electromagnetic fields and frequencies looking like? Now, I'm going to show you guys a couple of toys we play with. And I'm also going to show you what is called an EMF pump. All right? Because one of the things we do as investigators is we will set out EMF pumps throughout a house, set our equipment up, and basically the theory and the thought is that if we pump enough EMF into the atmosphere, those energies, those spirits, are able to feed off of that EMF and able to manifest to do something. Now, one of the ones, this is the very, very first piece of equipment I ever got as a paranormal investigator. You can't even really buy these anymore. You got to hunt for them, and occasionally you'll find them on eBay. But this is an old school EMF detector. Originally set up for electricians and houses. Keep in mind that when you watch the ghost hunting shows and Zach and the guys with Ghost Adventures and us occasionally on TV and all that crap, you see us with all this equipment. Most of that is new, especially the ghost hunting equipment. Because when we started out paranormal investigating, just like what we're dealing with, most of it's a theory. We didn't know what would work or what doesn't work. And since you're dealing with theories, you're trying every piece of equipment you can on a theory that it might work for us. These were originally designed for electricians. And in fact, I think I got this originally at a Radio Shack many, many, many moons ago. Still use it. Still one of my frontline pieces of equipment. Reads EMF right here in milligauss, which is how you read EMF fields. Problem with this one, as you can see as I move around, the numbers start to go up. So this one, and your sensors are on either side. So the best thing you can do with this is you need to hold it flat and relatively still, and or set it down, setting a camera on it so that you can tell if it goes up. Has no bells or whistles. Doesn't make Bonehead Larry, you just age yourself, baby. The Radio Shacks were so much fun. You're up there in my age. And yeah, they were. They kind of stopped doing that with some of the stuff we built. Oops. There's no bells and whistles. There's no alarms on this at all. It's just strictly a digital readout. So you jump up from this, and we get accused all the damn time on tours, on investigations. You're using stud finders. That's because you're an idiot. Sorry, the longer I'm in lockdown in the pandemic, the lower my BS level is, and my wife's had to throw things at me during things because my mouth will just go. This is a K2, all right? Also invented and used by electricians. And what you're seeing, I don't know if you guys see it, oh, there we go. You can see that it's got a light system on here, the higher the milligauss go. And what that's actually reading, you see it starting to freak out? The reason it's freaking out is it's getting close to my cell phone. Cell phones will put off electromagnetic fields as well. So be careful of that if you're walking through an investigation. you've got your cell phone in your hand, you got your K2 in your hand, you're going to get a false reading. Now, as I said, you read them in milligauss. So green is where it's going to be normally. As it starts to get closer to an EMF field, it's going to start to go off. Now, one of the tricks that we do with these during investigations, if it's been locked at green, 0 milligauss, you're not getting an EMF, one of the things you can do is if you're starting to get activity, is be like, hey, it's not going to hurt you. They're just lights. They are not going to hurt you, I promise. Can you make this device react? Can you rub your hand in front of it? Can you touch it? If all of a sudden you start getting that going off, all right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Keep in mind, remember when you're talking to spirits, you're talking to humans. Show a little respect. You might be amazed at what you get out of it. Say, hey, all right, so I want to play a game with you. I'm going to ask you some questions, yes or no questions. If the answer is yes, can you move your hand in front of this and make this go to red? Now, you just made a yes and no answer board for communicating with spirits. Ta-da! Now, as I said, one of the things you'll see us use is the EMF pump. That's all this is. This is an EMF pump, pumps out electromagnetic fields. On the back side of it is glued a porta battery. This one is made by Ghost Pro. You can get their stuff online, eBay, Amazon Prime, which is where most of us get most of our equipment nowadays. Use the hell out of this thing. Love it. Now all you do is take and plug into your porta battery. Now, put this over here, as you can see. Stay away from the phone. It's picking the phone up. Actually, it's picking up the pump. There we go. All right. So as the pump, just to show you that it's actually working, there you go. Doesn't make any noise, no sound at all, but you can tell that it is pushing out EMF. So what we would do is set one of these up in a room, and they come in much bigger sizes. Some of the teams out there, especially that have corporate backing, i.e. production studios, can afford some of the bigger equipment where you can get really substantial EMF pumps that will fill an entire room and completely blow out all of your EMF detecting equipment for the amount of EMF they are putting out. Now, this is good for a small team. I think this one cost me, I want to say it was around $20 a year or so ago, maybe 2 years now. Not expensive, worth having in your kit. Now this beautiful piece of beam footage right here. This is a millimeter, all right? I bought this one about a year ago. These can be kind of pricey. And the reason is these are designed for ghost hunting. Now, one of the cool things that has happened with the ghost shows kicking off about 10 years or so, 15 years or so, is that paranormal investigating and ghost hunting has become more mainstream. Oh, look, Mad Dog decided to be awake for this. Welcome, Mad Puppy. So what you've seen is, sorry, I had an itch there. I don't want to blind out the camera with my bald ass head. What you have seen happen is that inventors, people like John Stevenson in there, who has an amazing knack for all things electronics, and yes, that's a plug for him, because he actually made me this really cool gimbal for my cameras and sent it to me. That's epically awesome. Have started making gear specifically designed for paranormal investigating. And now we have investigators who are also inventors going out with us on investigations to try and come up with new equipment and new ways of doing things. So we're actually seeing the field grow, and we're getting new toys to play with. Now, the millimeter here is actually four different pieces of equipment all wrapped up into one. which is epic for us. Now, the millimeter here, once you get it on, all right. Now, the top number you see right there, just like the K2, is registering EMF. Instead of lights, registering it in numbers in milligauss. 0.0 up to a 0.1, 0.2, depending on where you're at, is normal EMF in the atmosphere. As I said, EMF is around you all the time. As you guys can see, it's going up, so the closer it's getting to the phone. We're at 1.1. So a 0.01, 0.02 in those areas is normal. Once you start raging up into there, as you can see, we're at a 1.9. You're getting an EMF field somewhere. Why? Is it because you're close to a cell phone or you're close to a computer? Fish tank pumps will put off a huge amount of EMF. It's actually one of the tricks you can use if you are a paranormal investigator and don't have backing by a TV studio. Hint, hint, hint. You can grab a pump for a fish tank, not battery unless you know how to convert it over, but you now have an EMF pump. Now, the number you see right below it, this is your temperature outside, which is this little gauge right here. Right now out here, it's about 78.2 degrees. Now, the other cool thing about this is you can set up the millimeters to record your fluctuations in your EMF if you're doing intense documentation on investigation. Now, the other cool thing about this one is you see the little antenna up on top. As we said, this is a melt. All right? Now, I'm going to try and back up so I'm not setting it off. That antenna is putting out its own little field around the antenna. So if anything gets close to it, the lights will go up and it's going to make an alarm. All right? So, one of the things you'll see us do on investigations is we'll set this down in a room with a camera on it and see if something comes closer in contact with that antenna. The higher the lights go up, the higher frequency noise goes up, the closer to the antenna they are. One of the things you'll see us do with these is say, hey, can you touch that antenna for me? Again, it's not going to hurt you. Touch the antenna for me. They'll put their, in theory, will put their hand around it or touch it. You'll see it start to spike off. Guys, keep in mind, this is only the equipment I have in my little bitty jump box right here. You've got millimeters out there, and like the EMF puck and all of these other, there's an entire plethora of toys and tools out there for us to play with while doing investigations. Make sure you turn your equipment off, otherwise you burn through batteries and that crap gets expensive really quick. Other than that, that's about all I have within my toolbox here for detecting electromagnetic fields. So, as I said, why, as paranormal investigators, do we need to care about EMF? Because it's excruciatingly important. Keeping in mind, as I said, theory is since you're dealing with energy, with spirits, they mess with the EMF field in a building or in the atmosphere, and it is a good way for us to detect their presence. And on the flip side of it, if we can give them more energy and they can manipulate things in our world, now we have a chance to grab it as evidence. This is also one of the reasons why you'll see it on the shows, and it happens all the time, where we will have all of our equipment completely charged, walk into a intensely haunted location, and you'll sit there and start getting battery drain as they're sucking the juice out of your cameras, out of your equipment, to be able to manifest to do something. Usually, not all the time, but sometimes, as you watch that battery drain happen, start paying attention, because right in that moment of time, relatively soon, something's going to happen. Somebody's going to get touched. There'll be a sound or a noise because they're juicing themselves up to be able to act. Now, that's pretty much it for EMF. I don't want to get too deep off into the techno nerd side of it. I don't want you guys getting bored on me. I know this isn't the cool ghost stories that I usually do, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of the tech that we play with. And so when you're stuck at home in lockdown and you're binge watching Ghost Adventurers or the old Taps episodes, you kind of got an idea of what they're using and what you're seeing in those shows. And you see us use. Now, again, for our second public service announcement of the day, remember the Tonto Get On It technique. If you guys happen to go out for Easter, if you happen to go out to Walmart or Walgreens or Rouse's or Kroger or any of those places, CVS, remember, somebody starts to get too close to you because they're being rude and not keeping social distance, get the song in your head, Tonto Get On It, do the hip moves, get those hands out, and instead of going up, put them out straight and spin around in circles. I guarantee you it will keep them a far enough distance away from you so you now have your social distancing. And again, like I said, our brother Hewitt has put on an amazing technical video of how to do the Tonto Get On It technique live and in Technicolor in full steampunk armor and metal, so you get the sounds to go on. So make sure you hit the unmute button. The sounds are definitely worth it. And that is posted on YouTube, and I will also try and post it some other places so you guys can see it, because trust me, it'll make you definitely feel better in the dark recesses of the night to watch Hewitt do the Tonto Get On It dance. Definitely worth it. So guys, updates from the hot zone. Still here. Our numbers are still blowing through the roof. Luckily, we are no longer number one as far as confirmed cases and deaths. There's some other areas in the state, in the country, that have started to bypass us on those numbers. I know I'm a big proponent of go big or go home. Not in this situation. So keep your butts at home. Things are pretty much going as it has been for the past, I think we're in day 24, 25 of lockdown. I do suspect you're going to see people trying to gather at the churches and all that crap. And our mayor and the police department has zero sense of humor. I mean, they've already locked up one priest, took him to jail. He's released because he decided to basically to the social distancing and no gatherings and open up his church. And I'm not going to get into that argument. Wait a minute, it's my channel. What do I care? They're cosmically stupid. All right. So I understand people's faith. I understand people wanting to go and practice their faith. But trust me, God can hear you. Jesus can hear you. The gods can hear you in your house. All right? You don't need to go to a church around 80 other people and start spreading coronavirus throughout everybody else. Because, yeah, it's infecting them. It's hurting them. But then they take it back to their families and all of us, and we're stuck in our houses for even longer, and I'm going crazier than I normally am, and this is not a healthy place to be. Stay your butts at home. Thank you, love you, mean it. Live it, learn it, love it, y'all. Stay at home. Let's get through this, and then we can all go out and gather and go to concerts and go to churches and do all that cool crap that we like to do. We got to get through this first. And trust me, whatever's upstairs is listening to you, and they can hear you from your house. You don't have to be at the church for them to know you're there. All right? Think about that. So, as I said, live it, learn it, love it, and bringing you the truth, no matter how bad it hurts. So, guys, we did our first mixer stream last night. Had about 8 or 9 people in there. We sat around. I tooled on leather. We talked ghosts. We talked all kinds of stuff. Talked leather work. I'll be doing these every couple of nights, and I'll post up on my Facebook page when we're going to go live, and we're going to go up onto Mixer and Stream. Love to see all you guys in there. We will put links. There's a word there, and I'm trying to grab it. Links down below so you guys know how to do it. Mixer is really easy. It's really cool. You can just put it up in the background and listen, send me messages, and we can talk back and forth as we work on things and just basically hang out. We broke out the alcohol last night. I'm sitting there drinking, wine. And so conversations tend to start to slide as we keep talking, drinking. But hey, for my guys who have ordered masks, I am deep into the tooling on those masks, waiting for the equipment that I have coming in to finish building the harnesses for the head harnesses, and then we will get those up and out to you guys. If any of y'all out there are interested in contacting me about custom leather work, be it masks, armor, anything like this, please shoot me a PM. We'll get you guys worked out. I know a lot of people don't have a lot of funds right now. Trust me, I completely understand. But the offer is there for anybody who wants it. On that note, if you want to donate Scooby Snacks to the Demons Tea Room as lifelines to help us get through this time, which we highly appreciate and we love ever so much. I like eating. Kind of partial to it. There are links above, as well as will be links in the comments if you guys find it in your heart and you are able to donate to the Demons Tea Room. Every one of those donations means the world to us. And thank you guys so very much for all you've already done. You've kept us going. Other than that, I might be starting to do some of the Demons Tea Rooms from our studio. I say studio inside, it's my little workshop. Because I want to change it up a little bit for you guys. One, so you don't get bored with just this. And we try and keep it fresh and happening. Now that Evie is starting to feel a little bit better, she's had a couple of days of feeling better. We might sneak out, since we can technically urban explore and go to some haunted locations. And the nice thing about those is usually there is nobody around, so it would just be Evie and I. So if that's the case, what I will probably do is we might try and go live at some of those vacations and take you guys on some of those investigations with us and take you along for the ride and kind of be your eyes to go out and urban explore just a little bit. If you guys want that, if that's something you'd be interested in, smash that thumbs up button. This will get posted up onto YouTube. Smash the like button there. Boost the signal. Hack the planet, y'all. Hack the planet. Get this out to everybody you can. That helps us out immensely. All right? And it's a numbers game once we get into YouTube and Facebook. It's all about the numbers. So smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the little bell indicator to let you know when we upload new videos on YouTube, which we're getting ready to start doing, that aren't going to be our live threads. Custom videos that we're going to do and edit. Duck. Did you hear the duck? There's a duck. Oh, okay. Evie heard it too. I'm not losing my mind more than it's already gone. And to quote Ozzy Osbourne, of all the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. So guys, other than that, that was today's episode of the Demons Tea Room. Mad respect and love to every single one of you guys out there. I see my brother Wayne has jumped on, Anna has jumped on, my sister Teresa is in the house. Teresa, just to give her a little shout out, has actually sent the Demons Tea Room to Good Morning America to show them what we're doing here in the Demons Tea Room. So we'll see where that goes. No, Mad Dog, it was not a goose. It was a giraffe. All right, y'all. So, Demons Tea Room. Same demon time tomorrow. Same demon channel. post down in the comments any subjects you guys want us to cover. I know some of you guys have already done that. I have a list that I am working on and researching, and it doesn't have to be just in New Orleans. If you guys have ideas or subject matter you want us to dive off into, put it down below. We'll add it to the list. Kind of help me out in finding stuff that you guys would be interested in listening to me blabble about. Other than that, guys, stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Happy Easter, happy Passover, whatever your faith and choice is. Have a good holiday. Keep your butts at home so we can next year celebrate it like we always want to. So guys, have a good day. Stay safe. Stay healthy out there. And as always, honor, loyalty, and respect. And mad love to you guys and my fam out there in the world. Peace out, y'all.